Welcome back to the Seek It Up Your Network at ICU. I'm Zazio Quata. Glad to say I'm here with point guard of the Illinois State Redbirds, Keyshawn Evans. How you doing today? Good. That's good. Thank you. Keyshawn, you grew up in Florida. You were born in Fort Lauderdale. You played basketball at the Segment School in Western Florida.
Segment.
Thank you for the question.
Uh-huh.
You also played at the American Heritage School.
Mm-hmm.
How did growing up in the Florida area shape you into the person and the basketball player you are today?
I think, being South Florida is like a place just with athletes everywhere. Basketball's not even a sport, it's football, really.
Mm-hmm.
But just like, especially going to private school, I went to private school all throughout from 9th to 12th. So, having 3-4 other D1 players on my team kind of had to make me raise my level, like coming out of middle school.
So that competition was there.
Yeah, competition was there from middle school because we were all, in middle school growing up, you were one of the best kids in middle school. Is all figuring out like what private school you're gonna go to.
Yeah.
Private school is like a big thing in South Florida. So
basically, the journey that a lot of high school students have to take in areas like Illinois and the Midwest, trying to get that exposure to get into the college level, is what you and a couple of your friends had to do at the middle school level.
Yeah, like it was like already like a big deal. So like when you come in, you go to private school, and then the private school just play everywhere. So it's like, I would say, I don't know if it's easier because I don't know how it really works in Illinois, but I know like it's so much easier to get exposure and think in South Florida.
Yeah.
Just because everybody goes to private school, and I think a lot of the best players go to private schools, and then you're just playing everywhere in front of everybody. So
talk about your championship game. You won the state title for American Heritage High School, 25 points. Was that kind of your deep confidence boosting moment for you as an athlete?
I would say maybe a little bit because I know sophomore it was kind of like all right, like, yeah, I'm back kind of thing. Because my sophomore year I didn't play because I tore my ACL. So then junior year, kind of just being like, still getting healthy as the year goes on, and then towards the end of the year I started to get a little bit healthier, and then had a real good game in states, and then went and played with each one over the summer.
The AAU, right?
Yeah, the AAU, and then that's when I got to.
How was that experience?
Oh yeah, fun. I was just watching one of my teammates last night for the Sixers.
Okay. So
it's the competition that I kind of, I guess, grown up with is a big deal.
Who's on your team?
Let's see. Ben Simmons was on my team. Antonio Blakeney that played for the Windy City Bulls, but now plays for the Bulls now.
Yeah.
He was on my team. Barry Brown is like the best player at Kansas State. He's there. I had Taco Fall, the big guy that we're playing this year. Yeah, he was on my team. Let's see. Fletcher McGee is led the country in threes, I think, last year. Goes to Wofford.
When you see guys like Ben Simmons with the success that they're having in the NBA, he was your teammate. How does that motivate you as a basketball player?
Obviously, everybody wants to get to that point. So, you just got to compete. Then, sometimes, it's not set out for everybody. So you don't really have your mindset of, I've got to make it to the NBA. You just want to go out there and compete because, you played against some of the best guys. So it's just like, why not? All my teammates then are at big schools or, doing well right now. So it definitely was even then, though, he was a different animal. He was a different animal.
Yeah.
He was a totally different animal.
And what you're saying does make sense about you because you did get some looks from big schools back in high school. Schools like Clemson, Virginia Tech, the University of Miami. But you chose a mid-level school like Illinois State. What was the driving force about Normal, Illinois that brought you to be a Redbird?
Coach Muller, really. Yeah. Coach Muller's a stud when it comes to just, making me comfortable. Like he made me feel as if made me feel as if I can really see myself here. So that was a big thing. And just my teammates like P. Lee and T. Will, those guys kind of took me in and made me feel comfortable. Even regardless, there was no pressure for them to say you should commit here, or anything. So I didn't feel that pressure to have to, but I felt like a family atmosphere here. So I definitely, and it was also a basketball school in my opinion. Just because
Still is.
Yeah, for sure. So then great history with the two. So I was like, why not? It's definitely a.
Other than Dan Muller, who are some coaching influences that just you met, you were charmed by them, and you knew a Redbird jersey was the jersey you need to wear?
T. Ward, Coach Yacht, Coach Oliver for sure, big time. Coach Oliver's a stud too, and I would say Coach Ross, my high school coach. He's he kind of told me like, you commit to Illinois State, they have a lot of guys that could be like high major players. So like it's definitely going to be competitive. And growing up, I was like, that's kind of how it's always been. Yeah. So like I don't want to go to a school where I get to play right away as a freshman just cause. Like I was definitely. Like, if I get to play as a freshman, because I earned it. But came here and I didn't play right away as a freshman, so it was like I was still happy, and I was like, just gotta earn it. So I was just just kept grinding, and then it worked out. But definitely I would say those handful of coaches for sure.
Talk about Tracy Evans.
You talking about my pops?
Talk about your pops.
My man's motivator. Didn't like him. I really did. I did not like him growing up, just because how tough he was on me, and I always felt like he was just being mean for no reason. But now I get away from home.
Man, you in college now?
So he doesn't say too much now. He's one of my best friends now. So now he's more like my cheerleader now. Yeah, I remember growing up, he was always yelling, nagging me.
He got you to the level that he wanted to get you to.
So he was just like. Now we still talk about it a little bit here and there. He's like, now you see why I was like that. I now don't have to remind you to do certain things because I told you in high school. So now it's gonna happen.
We know more about Keyshawn Evans. Talk about what we can expect from you guys going into the season. How are you guys preparing for it? How is Dan Muller preparing you guys?
I think just making sure the senior leaders are, held accountable, and make sure we're holding everybody else accountable and just being leaders on and off the court consistently every day, which is a hard thing to do. When it gets hard, and having to make sure your guys that are supposed to be your everyday guys and your seniors, like, we can't have bad days of practice. We can't have days where we come in here and don't talk and don't lead. So I think Coach Mo's doing a great job preparing us for the season.
It seemed like your sophomore year to your junior year was the year you really did establish a position as a leader on this team. Sophomore year, you averaged about 5.8 points per game. Junior year, 15. That 10-point jump. What was the fire behind you that forced that?
I think my sophomore year, like I kind of just knew my role. So like I was like comfortable with like where I was at in my role. And I remember like towards the end of the year, P. Lee would even ask me like, what do you think about something? And I would be like, what are you asking me for? Like, I'm just here to,
But he saw something.
I'm just following you. Like, that's all I'm doing. He was like, you got to start being vocal. When we're all gone, you got to be the vocal. You got to be the vocal and you got to be the emotional leader. So, I think just already working on it beforehand. And I think, when you have guys like Mikhail, Teddy, P. Lee, T. Will, we had DJ at the time. There's no need for me to average 15 points. Yeah. So, and it's not the same opportunity you get when you're one of the the main contributors as you get older,
and you get more of a sense of growth as well, starting from the bottom rather than just coming in and
Oh yeah, like I was so happy. Like I always tell people, like I'm so happy. Like I went the way I went instead of like I know a lot of guys that transfer if it doesn't go their way freshman year.
Exactly.
So it was cool. It's cool to just look back on how it was from where I got here, and like that's why I thank Coach Muller and Coach Yak and Coach O and Coach Penny and Coach Dre, that's at Michigan too. I just feel like I can look back and say I actually got better when I stepped foot on campus.
Florida Gulf Coast, November 6th. How we feeling? Talk about it.
Great. And then one of my best friends that I grew up with, Hanif Cheatham, plays for them too.
Okay,
he transferred from Marquette, and then I remember just talking to him in the beginning of the year and like not knowing if he was gonna get his get eligible because he played like I think like 7 or 8 games at Marquette. And I was just like praying, just hoping that he gets to play, and he actually is now. So like that's so cool. It's gonna feel like elementary school all over again, playing against one of my best friends growing up, and the fact that it's in Normal too. I'm happy that
it is in your town, your best friend. It's your game. It's your game.
I hope.
But it shows some.
We will.
The Missouri Valley Conference. What school do you dislike the most? And I think I know the answer too. But I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Dislike? That's tough to say dislike because I like everybody.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know.
Okay, let me rephrase it. What team do you want to beat the most? Is it Loyola?
For sure. You want to be the top dog. They won last year. I mean, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was almost
two years ago. If you would ask me 2 years ago, I would say I want to beat Wichita State the most. Like it's just you want to get to that level.
Exactly. You want to be the
level. I mean, that's like a mutual respect thing. I don't even think that's a dislike. That's more of like a respect thing. You like, yeah, all right. Like we want to get to that point. So why not want to beat the top dog? So,
Keyshawn, being just about 20 days away from the season, what can we expect in terms of health, in terms of motivation, in terms of readiness for your ball squad?
I think readiness, we will not be short of readiness. We will be ready to play come November 6th. Health, I feel like that's on us. Like Coach Muller's really smart with making sure guys are healthy. So as long as we take care of our business, off the court rehab and stuff, I think everybody will be fine. And then I think you'll see a really mature, team compared to last year around this time. Because I think we're a lot more mature than we were last year.
Something that a lot of myself, I wasn't the biggest fan of. Is you guys shot a lot of threes. You made them. You made them, but you shot a lot of threes. Is that something that you guys are gonna touch up on this season, or is that still a technique?
I think it's just playing, being basketball players. I don't think we necessarily focus on shooting threes or getting the ball in the paint. It's just you just got everybody has to be a threat at all times. Everybody has to just be a ball player.